40 years ago, this coming Saturday, the United States men's hockey team beat the Soviets in the Miracle on Ice game at the 1980 Lake Placid Olympics. Rob McClanahan was a member of that team and scored the winning goal against Finland in the gold medal game. After 5 seasons in the National Hockey League, Rob went on to a career in finance and is currently on the institutional sales team at Craig-Hallum Capital in Minneapolis. Rob is with us live right now. Rob, it's good to see you again. We do this every few years, and now we're talking about 40 years later. It's amazing.
It's scary, isn't it? Time is flying faster every day.
It truly is. Your best memories of that game and of that team are what?
The Soviet game, my best memory is when the clock went to 0 after the third period. We knew they could score at a moment's notice. So, the last 10 minutes after Rizzo scored that 4th goal, longest 10 minutes of our lives.
It's such a unique team in that you had this really a rivalry, if you want to call it. You had the Minnesota guys, the Boston guys, and you had to fight through a whole bunch of stuff behind the scenes to really become one unit and one team, right?
Yes, we did. But, Jack O'Callahan, who's from Boston, he and I are very, very good friends now. We talk a lot. I talk to Mike Ruzion all the time. So we overcame those issues very early in that season, and it worked out.
The lessons you learned from Coach Herb Brooks, the late coach, that you took to your career in finance, what would you say those are?
One, that I'm capable of more than I think I am, and that it's a cliche, but you plan the work, you work the plan, and you stay with it. We all fall down. It's just a matter of getting up and just keep grinding away.
So you got to grind away, I guess, in these markets. By the way, we looked this up today. The Dow on February 22nd, 1980 was at 868. And today we are talking about Dow 30,000 in what could be the very near future. What are you telling clients these days about this market?
Well, we don't really make market calls, Scott, as much as we are a company that picks stocks. And so, we don't have an economist at our firm or anything like that, but Craig-Hallum is a firm that has historically been very good and capable stock pickers in various areas, technology, healthcare, and those type of venues.
What stocks do you like the best right now? We talk all the time about these mega cap tech stocks, the Apples and the Amazons, the Microsofts, and those are the ones that have really led this rally.
I leave the stock picks to my analysts, but I will say that George Sutton made a great call, and we have a note out today on stamps after they reported their quarter, and he's been an advocate for that stock, and it's been a volatile stock that's acting very well today.
Yeah, yes. We have a special treat as well today. We're joined on the phone as well by Al Michael. He, of course, called the Miracle on Ice game. Friend of ours. He's now the voice, as all of you know, of NBC's Sunday Night Football. Al, are you there?
I'm right here, and I want to thank Robbie and the other 19 guys and Herb Brooks and Craig Patrick, the assistant coach, for writing a great script for me. It was, and when Rob just said that, he kept looking up at the clock. I'm calling the game, and I keep looking at that clock after a Ruzioni scores with exactly 10 minutes to go. And it was in quicksand because I'd look up and it was like 7 minutes and 20 seconds, and then I would look away and I would hope that it was at 6 minutes, but instead it was at like 7:04. So that clock was ticking down very, very slowly, but at the end of the day, we all know what happened, and Sports Illustrated selected it at the end of the 20th century. It's the greatest sports moment of the 20th century in North America.
Al, where do you believe in miracles come from? How did you pull that, and from where?
It just came from my heart. Remember, it's one of the rare times, Judge, that you can do a game and you know that 99.99% of the audience is going the same way you are in terms of a rooting interest, and the other 15 people are probably KGB agents, and they're not happy. But I was speaking to the audience. It came out of my heart. When the puck came out to center ice with a few seconds to go, the word that came into my head was miraculous, and it had nothing to do with, where we were as a country at that time or the Cold War on ice. It had to do with what an unbelievable sports upset this was. So miraculous comes into my brain. It gets morphed into a question and answer. and away we went. But at that particular time, Scott, I had no idea this thing would live in perpetuity as long as it has.
And by the way, Rob, Al mentioned your name a number of times during those games. I think it was 40 years ago today that you guys beat West Germany. I think you scored a couple of goals, and then I wrote in the intro today that you scored the gold medal winning goal against Finland, which everybody always forgets that you had to beat Finland after beating the Soviets to even win the gold.
See, Scott, you mentioned something. What everybody doesn't realize, we did have to play Finland, and I scored the winning goal against Germany and against the Finns, but there's no question I didn't score the right goal. Rizzo scored the right goal, the right winning goal. And as he says, 3 inches to the left, and he'd be painting bridges. So we're all really proud of what we've done. We enjoy sharing it with everybody. We've been able to share it with our kids and our families. And it's been a lot of fun to talk about.
Yeah, well, you'll do it again this weekend in Vegas. You're gonna meet up with the team for a reunion this weekend. Yep. We wish you and the guys all the best.